Hi, I'm Brian King, and I've been reminiscing. I've been thinking about some of the biggest wins that I've had in my marriage. And today, on Winning Wednesday, I want to share a secret with you that was involved in all of the big wins in my marriage and maybe in yours too. You know, when it comes to vision, it's kind of like how do you get from point A to point B? Well, first you decide that you'd rather be at point B than at point A, and then you make a plan to get there. But how do you determine what point B really is? And I wish there was a formula or some way that you could, some formula you could use where you just plug in the factors and you figure it out and it mathematically spits out the right answer. But there isn't. But there is one thing that I've, from reminiscing, determined that was a factor in every one of the big wins of my marriage. I listened to my wife's desires and dreams. I listened. I didn't necessarily move in that direction right away, but I listened and kind of categorized them and cataloged them in my heart. So I knew what she wanted, where she wanted to go, what she wanted to do. And in every one of the big wins that we've had in our marriage, that has played a very significant role. Let me give you some examples. When we were first married, when we were engaged, we had a whole list of goals and plans, and we're going to do this and have this many kids, and this is what we're going to do with our careers. And we kind of wrote it down, and some of it we did, but a lot of it we didn't. And we just kind of got into our marriage, and in some ways we were just taking things as they came, living from day to day, paycheck to paycheck, just kind of, surviving. We did that while we were building the house. We had, a lot of expenses. It took a lot of time and effort, and we were just kind of moving along. And it was a very frustrating time for our relationship because, other than the one big goal of getting the house done, we didn't really have a plan. But my wife did have a dream. And one of those dreams, she had a bunch actually, was to be able to afford to take a vacation at the coast every year. And she just kind of mentioned that. And wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be fun? She didn't demand it. She didn't say, I got to have this or I won't be happy. No, she was fine, but it was her desire. And we both grew up near the coast. I mean, my grandparents had a cottage at the coast, and her parents lived near the coast. So their vacations every year were at least a week at the coast. And so was mine. So it's kind of like a mutual desire. We both desired, but where the money was coming from, how that was going to work, that was just, there. It was just a dream. But that's when things started to change. When we both kind of got to the same place and we both desired the same thing, then doors started to open up. And it's not that I was following her lead. As a matter of fact, I just listened to her dreams and desires and then led her in that direction. And when things came along, we recognized them because we knew it lined up with our dream. Sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? But it worked. We found this spot on the coast. Some friends had a place that they rented, and we were able to afford it. And it was a perfect vacation. As a matter of fact, we went back like 20 years in a row. And I don't think we would have done it if it hadn't been for my wife having that desire and dream. And I followed it. We followed it together, and it came to pass. It's kind of been the same with our careers. I could tell that it was going to take more money to meet her dreams and her desires. And because of that, I pursued different career options and made progress. Sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? Like, I'm still leading, but she's kind of setting the overall need. And it's a good thing, because I got blessed with a week at the coast every year for 20 years. That was really nice. The kids still talk about it and they still enjoy it. Once, when we changed jobs, my wife had a dream to live near a lake and a desire to live near a lake and to have a colonial. And we looked at probably 100 houses, and they were all either too expensive, they needed too much work, or there was something wrong. But then there was one that we looked at, and it sort of had everything we wanted, but it wasn't. It was very lackluster. It was like it was very diamond in the rough kind of thing. But it was a colonial. It was near a lake. It had shared access to a beach. It fit a lot of things, and we considered it and looked at other houses, and then came back, and it was just like, wait a minute, this one's got this. It's got a garage for me. It's got a lot of other things. It didn't shine right away, but when we compared it to what our desires and dreams were, it fit the bill. So we got it. And it's tripled in price since we bought it. So it was a good investment. And then another time, my wife she had a dream and a desire to have a career that was not what she usually did. And it was going to take some education. And it was going to cost some money. And we didn't have that money. So we had to figure out how to do that. And she didn't tell me that we had to do it. She just said, this is my dream and my desire. And things just started to come together. I found a place we could get the money from and make it work. And it all fit together. It just fit. And now that investment has paid off hundredfold. I mean, it's just incredible how much she's been able to do with that career that she has after she got that education. And it's all because we moved in the direction of her dreams and desires. Now, I have dreams and desires too. And when I moved in the direction of fulfilling her dreams and desires, I got to have the things that I was interested in too. It seems counterintuitive, but when I made her dreams come true, it put me in a place like right now. I have what you would call a dream job. I live in a very nice house in a very nice neighborhood, and I'm enjoying all the benefits of that because she had a dream and a desire to live in a colonial near a lake and have a certain kind of career. And it came together. Now that sounds like it's hard to believe, but it's not. If you listen to your wife, listen to her dreams and desires, and make that your vision, then you get to be a part of it. You still get to lead her there, and you still get the benefit of a week vacation at the coast or wherever it is your wife desires to go. You get to be part of it. I'm not a big vacation guy or house guy, or I'd be happy with very little. And I'm just overwhelmed by where we've ended up based on me being her dream maker and helping her fulfill her dreams and desires. Something to think about, wouldn't you say? I know this isn't the normal Winning Wednesday, but that really has led to some of the biggest wins in our marriage. It seems counterintuitive, I know, but when you work as a team to move in a certain direction, you get really good results. I'm very pleased with the results I've gotten, and I think you will be too if you listen to and follow your wife's dreams and desires. Be your dream maker. What, you don't have anything better to do, and you get to go along. I've really enjoyed it. Give it a try. Talk to you next week on the next Winning Wednesday. Thanks for listening.